All right, I want to go over how to get set up for a handstand push-up. So if we use this seam in the wall here as if that was the wall being down on the ground, one way to make sure you get set up properly is to kind of take these measurements. So if you go fingertip to elbow, that's roughly about how far away from the wall you should set up your hands. All right, and then from there, if we take that over and drop it down, so now when you look at that, this distance here should be roughly how far apart we have our hands. All right, so we're this far away from the wall, our hands are roughly this far apart. And then lastly, if we take that from there and angle it up, now that is roughly where our head should hit. Okay, so our hands are this far away from the wall, they're roughly this far apart, and our head should be hitting in this area, so we get this tripod effect. So this is like pressing a barbell from in front of us. If we get our head in between our hands, that is like pressing a barbell off our back, which is much more difficult. So this is kind of how we use this to set up. So just for reference, if we get this pad up here, and my line moved now, so if we get that pad set up there, and this is the wall, all right, and normally for me, I'd probably have that pad just a little bit further away from the wall, but notice there is space in between the wall and that pad. Some of us have that ab mat right up against the wall, which is going to put you too close. So once again, if I'm using that measurement with my hand, you can see when I pull it over now that this is where my head should hit. So you can actually use the ab mat to make sure that you're hitting the right spot. So our hands are, going to be roughly out here. So when my head goes down, if you see the depression down here, then you know your head is getting too close to being in between your hands rather than more towards the wall. So that's a basic way to set yourself up for handstand push-ups.